Back with another video. Bad News Brown breaking it down. So President Trump pardons former alleged Chicago gang leader Larry Hoover. So let's break it down. Well, first thing, it's always good to see somebody, especially somebody that look like me, get up out of that. First and foremost, it's always good to see that. And second, well, see, the thing, crazy enough, I first was introduced to Larry Hoover, or heard of Larry Hoover, was by way of the Ghetto Boys. Now, on the Ghetto Boys' first few albums, usually in the intro, the beginning of the album, and at the beginning of certain songs throughout the album, you would hear James Prince talking to Larry Hoover. Now, at this time, I was a youngin'. I thought that they sounded like, on the phone, they sounded like old men, very old men, like old black men, like old wise men. So I used to like listening to the dialogue between them two. And it was funny because listening to that, me thinking they was old men, when I finally saw a picture of Jay Prince, I was shocked because I thought he was a lot older than what he was. Although I was real young, but I imagined Jay Prince to be an old gray-haired black man. And although Larry Hoover, he's a bit older, but I just always pictured them two brothers as very, very old. Very older than what they are. So anyway, now during those albums, during the dialogue, the conversation, Larry Hoover tend to spoke political, trying to educate the young brothers, like as he said, put them guns down and pick up that ballot, because you can kill as many ninjas as you want to as long as you don't go to the polls. Now, we know that's not the end-all, be-all, but it appeared that he was trying to, get the brothers to think bigger. I'm going to put it like that. Think bigger. But now he's got released. So, it's all good. Like I said, it's good to see a brother get up out of there. Now, being that he is a very high-profile man, of course I would like to think, and I very highly doubt it, there's no hidden incentives like they inserted him back into society as a Trojan horse to try to sway the community into something that's against him. But like I said, I doubt it, being that, he's very old, and I just highly doubt it. Keep it 100, y'all. I highly doubt it. I think it's more or less, and either way it's good, because who don't want to get out of jail? And he been trying to get out of jail for a long time. And I don't know if y'all know, he actually been down since the 70s. So yeah, it's good he up out of there. But we know Trump. See, the thing, I guess what I'm trying to say is, because also, well, I'm gonna get to that, but Trump, he could have did that, I would just say, just to sway votes. Meaning that, hey, if I release, because Larry Hoover's not the only one he pardoned. He pardoned a lot of people since he been in office. And of course, because if he was to pardon me or you, I'm sure you would vote for him during the next election cycle. I'm sure you would. So that's without being asked for, without being said. If he lets you out of prison or he gets you out of a very bad jam, you're definitely going to be pro-Trump or whoever president it is. So there's no question. But so that is definitely also, though, as well, an incentive for Trump, a perk. That's going, not only just through the polls, that's going to echo a lot, but just when it comes to him being in favor of the black community, especially in the Chicago area. And not only for Larry Hoover, but whoever, like I mentioned, whoever he pardoned. So that's definitely the presidential incentive. But I also noticed, but to dig a little deeper, and this is, again, I'm not against Trump pardoning no brothers as long as they wasn't in there on no weird stuff. And we know Larry Hoover wasn't. So, again, they don't mind. But I also hear he pardoned NBA Youngboy. See, a lot of this is just for show. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's cool. That's what's up. But it's more or less for show. And this is not to take a slight at Youngboy or Larry Hoover, of course. But, hey, but I see he ain't so far free no political prisoners. You know, no brothers about that civil rights era. They ain't gonna do that. Well, let's see. Prove me wrong. But, and this is, again, no slight at anybody he done pardoned. And in particular, Larry Hoover and NBA Youngboy. But I gotta say, beneath the surface of it, and it's not, well, I'm not gonna say it's not empowering us, because who knows, anything, you don't know what's gonna happen. But for the most part, we already know, man, they ain't freeing no political prisoners. And a lot of people don't even realize you got political prisoners in America, but you do. A lot of brothers, a lot of ex-Black Panthers, as you know, are political prisoners. They didn't free Mamiya. Plenty others. You understand? Plenty others. You understand? Chip Fitzgerald. He's the longest standing political prisoner. And there's plenty others, unfortunately. So when he started doing that, then he really had a people. You underdig? If Trump was to do that, he really had a people. But I just want to put that out there just so y'all can kind of understand the difference. And again, there's no slight at nobody, because if Trump was to let me out, I'm a damn sure be happy and be like, yeah, vote for Trump. And I could be in there for anything. I don't care if it was a goddamn bank robbery or a petty theft or aggressive panhandling or anything. I'm gonna be happy. So personally, yeah, he hella happy. But I definitely don't got nothing bad to say. I'm not even looking for nothing bad to say. But